Welcome to Jefferson, Georgia. It's the Gresham Motorsports Park, a racing facility that's been in use for over 40 years. But the first stop for the K&N Pro Series East at this racetrack. In a 10-race season, we're at race number 8, and it's the American Fence Association 150 for the NASCAR K&N Pro Series East. I'm Rick Allen alongside Phil Parsons. A gorgeous evening for racing. Beautiful skies above us, 82 degrees, no chance of inclement weather. Now let's go to our pole sitter who's with Derek Bernasiglio.
Kevin Swindell wins his second pole of 2010. As a matter of fact, it's his second pole in a row. You're starting on the outside tonight, though, Kevin. You picked the outside. Why?
I just feel like my car's better up there, and with the lack of motor we have, and momentum's a big thing, and I feel like if I get trapped on the bottom, I'm going to be worse off. So we'll take the gamble here and see what we got.
Everyone says this track changes dramatically from day to night. Do you think the groove is going to move up as the night progresses?
It's definitely going to move around, and the cars are going to move around a lot, but hopefully our Redline NOS Energy Curb Records Chevy here will be good anywhere we can take it, and we can lead this thing for 150 laps.
Kevin Swindell, your fastest qualifier. He'll start on the outside of row number 1.
And interesting coming from a 21-year-old about a lack of motor, but still won the pole.
Yeah, absolutely. These engines have about 650 horsepower, these spec engines. I think he's talking about in general, but most of the field here has similar engines at about 650 horsepower.
25 cars will be starting this one, 150 laps, 75 miles, purse over $50,000. And the field all in line. We take a look at our point standings for the K&N Pro Series East. 33 points separate the top two.
Yeah, the top two guys have separated themselves a little bit from the rest of the field, though, with only 3 races to go, this being one of them. And how about Lisa France Kennedy up in the flag stand, the honorary starter?
That is the daughter of Bill France Jr. And they have a horse in this show with Ben Kennedy on the racetrack. And we're taking a look at our starting lineup now. Again, up front, Kevin Swindell won the pole. Ryan Truex is going to start on the inside of row number 1. That should be an interesting battle going into turn 1.
Yeah, I think so. Most of the guys in the garage said that the outside is the fast way around. Not the very, very outside, but about a lane off the bottom. So I think it's a good move by Kevin to start on the outside.
Again, a half-mile racetrack. We've got side-by-side all the way back through 25 cars. Our point leader coming into this race on the inside of row number 1 in the 00, and the pole sitter on the outside, the number 9 of Kevin Swindell, coming to the green flag. Lisa France Kennedy throws that green flag, and we're underway.
Great start by Kevin Swindell from the outside. He's going to chop down now, make sure Ryan Truex cannot get underneath him. Micheal Cherry with a great job here, fighting for second from his 4th place starting position.
And you mentioned Micheal Cherry, a new one into this series, running for Revolution Racing. Taking over that ride from McKenna Bell, who had been driving that car all year long.
Michael's had some success this year at Greenville Pickens Speedway, one of the stops on the K&N East Series. He has a win and I think 4 second-place finishes there at Greenville.
You see Sergio Pena just in front of the 84 of Cole Witt. Now Ty Dillon in the 3, making his move by Eddie McDonald in the 71.
Looked like there was a little bit of contact. Looked like the right front corner of Eddie McDonald's got into Ty Dillon's car.
You can see this groove around the racetrack, the darker portion. It looks like they're going to try to run a little bit lower on the track, but it looks like there is a second groove if they want to pass.
Yeah, I think they're going to move up there. There's Zach Germain, the 24. Good qualifying effort for him, running right now in front of the 20 of Brett Moffitt.
Teammates here, Brett Moffitt in front of the 18, driven by Max Gresham. Both have been to victory lane this year.
All the guys were talking about this is a fast racetrack. This racetrack was repaved last year, so good surface, really fast.
Very impressive facility, as you mentioned, refurbished in 2009. And again, they've been racing at this facility for over 40 years, and the upgrades have been welcomed by everyone.
Yeah, this racetrack actually fielded some cup races back in the 60s, a couple races, and 3 nationwide races back in the 80s.
I think Darrell Waltrip even made it to victory lane at this racetrack.
Sure did. He won the first nationwide. Oh, caution on the racetrack. Zach Germain's around.
Zach Germain in the 24 turned around, and that brings out caution number 1 here at Gresham Motorsports Park.
Doesn't look like Zach made any contact with the outside wall, and he will get going before our leader.
Looks like a left rear tire might be down on that race car. And so while he makes his way onto pit road to get that fixed, we'll take a quick break. Kevin Swindell out in front of the field here at Gresham.
If you were going to create the ideal NASCAR driver, how would you begin? How old would they be? How tall?
What color would you make their eyes, their hair, their skin?
Would English be their first language? O su segundo?
How long would their hair be?
The definition of ideal has never been more wide open. The NASCAR Drive for Diversity ensures the only barrier drivers have to cross is the finish line.
NASCAR Home Tracks, where every lap of every race tells a story.
And welcome back, Kevin Swindell. Micheal Cherry making up row number 1. Swindell again choosing the outside line for the restart. Green flag back in the air.
3 of the Revolution racing cars right now running up in the top 5, led by Micheal Cherry in second.
Micheal Cherry drops back just to the rear quarter panel, that 9 of Kevin Swindell. Now Swindell has him cleared. Ryan Truex Jr. in the 00 on the inside, trying to hold his third place position.
How about a month? What a month it's been for Ryan Truex in the 00. Went to Michigan, qualified in the front row for the nationwide race, finished 12th. Great effort by him and his guys.
Had a lot of success for Michael Waltrip Racing. We continue to see side-by-side racing. There's Ty Dillon making a move to the inside of the 4 of Sergio Pena.
Really hard to get the power down from the inside. It's not quite banked as much as it is on the outside.
We see Brett Moffitt making the move on the outside. Oh, it's going to be 3 wide. Brett Moffitt thought about it and checked up. It was going to be close there. Ty Dillon has the position. Sergio Pena on the outside. Brett Moffitt on the inside. Cole Whitt in that 84 down on the bottom of the track.
Yeah, Eddie McDonald right behind Cole Whitt. Great racing early on here.
Fighting for positions. We see the 18 of Max Gresham on the inside of DJ Shaw in that 60.
Max Gresham has a little bit of local knowledge here. His grandfather owns this place.
We've seen that before where we've had associations with families and racetracks. So DJ Shaw, Max Gresham still continue to battle for the position. Gresham has it now. And a battle for the lead. Kevin Swindell trying to hold off the 8 of Micheal Cherry. Cherry not able to make the pass. He stays behind him.
What an impressive debut for Micheal Cherry here. Running up front, trying to wrestle that lead away from Kevin Swindell. Ryan Truex, our defending champion, right in his bumper.
Reminds me of the All-Star race, the Toyota All-Star Showdown, where we saw Sergio Pena come on to the scene.
Just out of nowhere and gave Joey Logano everything he wanted. Led a bunch of that race. I think he led over 50 laps of that race.
And now we see Micheal Cherry, an impressive performance by this young man in the number 8. Ryan Truex right behind him in the 00. But those top 3 are running great laps around Gresham Motorsports Park.
That's Ryan Gifford in the 2 car running in the 4th position right now. And Darrell Wallace Jr., our second place man in points, running 5th.
Again, 150 laps for this one, 75 miles, so relative short race. But they are up on the wheel right now. Kevin Swindell able to hold off the 8 of Micheal Cherry. Here's Matt Kovaluk in the 40, making his way by the 12 of Ruben Ravello.
Yeah, Matt had trouble in practice, cut a tire down, wiped out the car that he had won the showdown with twice, but actually looking pretty good early on in his backup car.
Will spark on the right side, hit maybe a bump or 2, and the air pressure still low. Is that possible?
Yeah, I think we've run long enough now, though, that the air pressure should build up. But again, he just had to get that car ready, got it out in time for qualifying. Didn't get the qualifying effort that he'd hoped, obviously with no practice on that car, but doing a nice job so far. Sean Gase right now, right in front of him in a 35 car.
Yeah, normally we see Andrew Ranger in that 35, but Sean Gase taking over that ride for this race.
Yeah, Andrew Ranger is busy running a NASCAR Canada race while this race is going on.
And so out front, it is heating up. Kevin Swindell has got Micheal Cherry all over his back bumper.
And he is literally all over that back bumper. Looked like he pushed him into turn number 1.
Staying right off his rear quarter panel as they continue to say nose to tail. The top 3 And then you throw in the 2 of Ryan Gifford, and they're making this quite a battle up front.
Yeah, and Darrell Wallace Jr. also right in there. Top 5 have distanced themselves a little bit from the rest of the field.
A lot of times when you see a gap in front of a car, you would think, well, that one's holding him up. But we've got our leader, Kevin Swindell, out in front of this pack. So you can't think that he's holding him up, but Micheal Cherry in that 8 trying everything he can do to stay right on the rear of that race car or get by. And now there's 1 car length between the top 2.
That's the biggest lead we've had the entire race for Kevin Swindell. Ryan Truex now looking at the back of the 8 of Micheal Cherry, trying to figure out a way to get by him.
A lot of yellow stripes on the bumpers too for the rookie indicator.
Yeah, a lot of youth in this series. It's incredible, the youth in this series. We've already had records set with the youngest winner ever by Darrell Wallace Jr. earlier this year.
He really got shot out of a cannon right at the beginning of the race when he won at Greenville Pickens in his first race in this series. As we finished 25 laps, again scheduled 150, Cole Witt now trying to work on Brett Moffitt in the 20. There's the gap between 1 and 2, Kevin Swindell, and the 8 of Micheal Cherry.
Ryan Truex able to hang right in there with Micheal Cherry.
Now they're coming up on a little bit slower lap traffic. You see Ryan Truex all over the back bumper now of the 8. Is he going to make a move? Micheal Cherry trying to hold on to second.
Looked like Ryan Truex maybe thought about driving down to the inside. Didn't quite make it.
Great battle for second. Truex trying to take the position away from Micheal Cherry.
There's John Salemi, the 63, getting lapped.
We'll see how they do going around lap traffic. Not a problem for your top 3. What a great facility this is.
Ryan Truex gets a little bit of a run.
Truex to the inside. Let's see if he makes it work.
Ooh.
Slides on the inside. Ryan Truex not able to make that pass.
He had his left sides down below the black rubber marks in the corner. Didn't look like he had any grip down there.
Ryan Gifford watching this battle from just behind in the number 2.
4 rookies right now running in the top 5.
Pretty impressive, and they've got a series champion trying to defend his championship right in the middle of them.
And he turned 18 this year. he's the elder statesman in this group.
Micheal Cherry still with a rear view mirror full of Ryan Truex. And again a little bobble out of that 00, trying to find grip on this racetrack.
The groove has not moved up any. I was expecting this groove maybe to possibly inch its way up. Doesn't look like it's done it so far. We're over 25 laps into this race.
Kevin Swindell just in front of Micheal Cherry. Now Ryan Truex looks to the inside once again. Does he have enough to get by?
He's going to get side by side. Slides again through the center of the corner, but he maintains side by side with him.
Just at the driver's door is Ryan Truex as they went across the stripe the last time. Let's see if he can stay there and maybe take that position away. No, he has to drop back behind Micheal Cherry once again.
Nice heads up driving by Ryan Truex. He certainly had the opportunity to maybe use the 8 tires getting into the 8 of Micheal Cherry. Didn't do it, stayed off him.
Still early in this race. So Micheal Cherry holding on to his position, but now he knows the veteran Ryan Truex is itching to get around as now they work by the slower lap traffic. They've got the 54 of Julian Alvarezson just in front of them. That puts them side by side again for second.
Yeah, and Truex got a little bit loose up off of 4, got sideways again.
Way up the racetrack with Micheal Cherry, and now the second caution comes out. It's the 24 again.
Zach Germain right in the middle of the racetrack. The guys did a nice job avoiding him. You see a little bit of damage to the rear of that car.
Slid up the turn and became sideways right in the middle of the backstretch. Stay with us here on Speed. Back in line as we get everyone in line. Kevin Swindell choosing the outside line once again. Micheal Cherry on his inside coming out of 4. Green flag back in the air.
Nice jump again by Kevin Swindell. He was able to open up a little bit of distance on Micheal Cherry before this caution came out.
Ryan Gifford stays to the outside of that 00 of Ryan Truex, trying to take third away.
Well, what a huge disadvantage it was for Ryan Truex to start on the inside. Looks like he's going to lose third, and they're lined up behind him. Here comes Ty Dillon.
Ty Dillon working his way to the outside of the 00 as well, trying to take fourth away from Ryan Truex.
Boy, Ryan's just down there in no man's land. It's like a restrictor plate race when you're down there and out of line and nobody goes with you.
You got no help. Up front, Kevin Swindell stays in front of Micheal Cherry. Micheal Cherry, this has been his best time, is right after restarts to challenge for that lead. Ty Dillon, what a great run as he gets by the 0-0 of Ryan Truex, takes over the 4th spot.
Ty's made his way up from his 7th place starting position. Now Micheal Cherry all over the back again of the 9 of Kevin Swindell.
Top 3 cars, all with the yellow rookie stripes on the back bumper. Ryan Gifford has moved into 3rd, and now a great battle continuing. Here comes Ryan Truex once again to the inside of Ty Dillon. What a strong race car Ty Dillon looks to have today. Derek?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Ty Dillon has got a very fast race car tonight. When I talked to him earlier in the day, he wasn't very confident about how the car felt, but he said, we're going to see what happens when the nighttime comes, and they're hoping that the slight changes that they made on the car work for the nighttime racing. Well, it seems to be working out for him because he's running in the top 5 right now.
And great side-by-side racing all over this racetrack.
Here's Eddie McDonald, the 71, Cole Witt, the 84, Max Gresham in the 18.
Battle for the 6th spot, Brett Moffitt and Darrell Wallace Jr.
Watch Brett Moffitt keep Darrell Wallace Jr. pinned down to the inside.
Here's the 2 youngest drivers really on the racetrack, because Darrell Wallace Jr. took over the title of youngest winner in the series from Brett Moffitt.
And that was just last year for Brett Moffitt.
Brett Moffitt was just over 16. Oh, and a caution comes out, and it's again Zach Germain in the 24.
Looks like some more contact with the outside wall for Zach.
Refires the race car, trying to
get it refired. You see the brake hose right in front of that right front tire. It's dislodged.
And so problems once again. The 3rd caution comes out, and it's Zach Germain for the 3rd time. Kevin Swindell still holding on to his lead. And we get back in line. Swindell and Micheal Cherry making up row number 1. And as all previous starts, we've got Kevin Swindell on the outside. Ty Dillon now behind him. Let's see how he does in that 4th spot.
Such a big advantage to be on the outside. Micheal Cherry gets a pretty good start this time.
Staying door to door for the lead. Micheal Cherry trying to take it away from Kevin Swindell on the outside.
Watch Ty Dillon now. He's going to try to drive up in the back bumper of that 9 to keep that 8 of Micheal Cherry down on the bottom.
Swindell has the advantage at the stripe. Now Ty Dillon working his way around the outside of Micheal Cherry in the 8.
There's Ryan Gifford, the 2 car, running 4th. Now he's going to move to the outside.
As you mentioned before, when you get stuck down at the bottom of the racetrack, it's almost like a restrictor plate track with no help, and that's what's happening to Micheal Cherry. Ty Dillon has taken 2nd away from Micheal Cherry.
Nice run early on the first third of this race for Ty Dillon. The changes Derek was talking about apparently are working for Ty.
As the temperatures begin to cool here in the evening hours, Ty Dillon's car is coming to life. How about the battle for 8? Gresham, Moffitt, and Wallace Jr.
A couple teammates out of the Joe Gibbs stable, plus Darrell Wallace Jr., our 2nd place man in points, with a good battle. There's Sergio Pena right behind the 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr.
Teammates and a couple teammates. 6 and 4 teammates. 4th caution coming out, though. This time it's the 96 of Ben Kennedy.
We talked about Ben a little bit at the top of the show. His mom, Lisa France Kennedy, in the flag stand. First ever start for Ben. He's been running super late models for Mark Martin down in Florida.
Actually ran a late model race here to get used to this racetrack. So we'll see how he does when we get restarted. Kevin Swindell, Ty Dillon, 1 and 2. Field line back up. We'll see how Ty Dillon does on the inside line now as Kevin Swindell will restart in his normal position just on the outside.
Great restart by Kevin Swindell. Looked like Ty Dillon may have spun the tires a little bit. Ryan Gifford's going to blow by him to take over 2nd.
Eddie McDonald in the 71 on the outside of Ty Dillon, trying to take 3rd away, but now Ty Dillon charges into the turn. Looks like he's going to hang on to that spot.
He does get right in front of Eddie McDonald and be able to move up the racetrack.
Micheal Cherry just behind Eddie McDonald in the number 8. Ryan Truex in the 0-0, and then on the outside Max Gresham. Those 2 battling for 6th.
Good run early for Eddie McDonald. Good to see him with a nice run here. Our last series race was at his family-owned Lee Speedway up in New Hampshire.
Eddie McDonald 6 wins in the K&N Pro Series East Division.
Ryan Truex, now he's all the way back to the 6th position. He's had a great race car, but he's been on the inside for every single restart.
Cole Witt in that Red Bull number 84 car, working his way around the racetrack and trying to stay in front of the 18 of Max Gresham.
Darrell Wallace Jr. able to pull up to the inside of Max Gresham. Sergio Pena, Matt Kobluck. Good run for Matt Kobluck early.
Yeah, I tell you what, good runs for a lot of young guys. One of those being that 8 of Micheal Cherry. A great run for him tonight.
You're absolutely right. It's been a real solid run for Micheal Cherry in that number 8 car. Jerry Bapp just came over the radio and said, "How's the car feel?" And Micheal Cherry responded back saying, "We're straight. The car is good." Not a bad run so far for Micheal Cherry in that number 8 car. His very first NASCAR K&N Pro Series start.
It is impressive to see these young guys come in here with battling against guys with a lot of experience, and I say a lot of experience. Oh, fifth caution has come out. It looks as though Ruben Ravello hit the wall.
Yeah, it looks like Ruben may have cut a tire down, the right front tire down, and made some pretty significant contact.
A lot of damage to the right front of that race car, and you see the sparks flying from underneath as the right front has completely gone down. He's running on the wheel now.
Ruben just coming off a win in the NASCAR Mexico Series in Monterrey, Mexico.
Challenging for that series this year. But he brings out the 5th caution here at Gresham Motorsports Park. Kevin Swindell, Ryan Gifford, 1 and 2. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Jefferson, Georgia. Beautiful evening for racing. Kevin Swindell and Ryan Gifford making up row number 1. Kevin Swindell's led every lap tonight, Phil.
He certainly enjoyed this evening.
He is having a lot of fun out.
He's had the advantage on the restarts from the outside. He's been able to get the jump every time. Here's Ryan Gifford. Now, as a new driver on the inside for him, this is the first time Ryan has been up here. Good start for Ryan.
Great start for Ryan Gifford. He beats, actually, Kevin Swindell back to the stripe when the green flag comes out. Let's see if he can take the top spot away from Swindell.
Kevin's going to fight back on the outside. Now he's up in the preferred groove.
Bobble by Ryan Gifford. Let's see if that will cost him that top spot. Kevin Swindell making the move on the high side. He takes the lead back.
Great side-by-side battle. There's Eddie McDonald. Now he's going to get the 3rd spot away from Ty Dillon.
Dillon drops back to 4th. Ryan Truex battling for the 5th spot just behind him. Max Gresham.
Ryan finally on the outside. Looks like they may have made just a little bit of contact right there. Close racing.
Truex able to nose just in front for that 5th spot. But Gresham still powering on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to stay even with him.
Micheal Cherry, Cole Witt, side by side behind those two.
Just behind them, Sergio Pena and Matt Kobluck trying to break into the top 10.
Yeah, Matt's had a nice run here in his backup car. There's Brett Moffitt. Brett made a pit stop under our last caution flag. He's making his way back towards the front.
Again, that 40, a backup race car for Matt Kobluck. Now side by side, Cole Witt, Micheal Cherry. Cole Witt has the preferred line. Well, not for long. Here comes Micheal Cherry on the outside once again.
It's just so hard to make it work down on the bottom. We've seen very few passes made from the bottom of the racetrack.
3 wide, and it's not going to work. A little contact there. Micheal Cherry gets in the back of the 18 of Max Gresham.
I think the guy on the inside, he has to move that guy on the outside up some to get in the preferred line. If you can get side by side with him, then you can force him up a little bit.
Cole Witt was able to make the pass. Now to the bottom of the racetrack, we see Micheal Cherry trying to go by Max Gresham.
He just can't quite enter the corner as hard as the car on the outside can.
So Micheal Cherry drops back behind that 18 of Max Gresham. Up front, Ty Dillon. A little further front. Battle for 4th. Ty Dillon and Ryan Truex. Ryan Truex trying to look to the bottom of the racetrack once again to see if he can get by Ty Dillon.
Ryan Truex has been really disadvantaged by where he's had to restart these races. He's been on the bottom. He's never been passed racing. He's only been passed on the restarts.
Now he's trying to get a position away from Ty Dillon. They stay nose to tail just in front of him, the 71 of A. McDonald, and out front Kevin Swindell and Ryan Gifford.
Ty had such a great run early this year at Iowa, backed it up with a runner-up finish in the ARCA race at Iowa. We're going to see Ty, I think, run maybe Kansas the ARCA race here in a few weeks.
Another guy who was impressive early in this run, the driver of the 12, Ruben Ravello. He's out of the race and with Derek Persiglio.
Ruben Ravello out early, a tough break for you. What put you out?
Well, we're very sad. I'm very sad with all the team, with all my sponsors, because I was doing really good. The car was really fast. All the team made a really good job during all the day. And we got a flat tire, maybe a problem with the tire, but, well, I just need to say thank you to all my team, to Gustavo Arenas, to Carlos Slim, to Jose Sabates, all the people who helped him to be here.
Well, guys, it's a tough break for Ruben Ravello. He finds himself out early in this race.
A disappointment for Ruben Ravello running just a few of the K&N Pro Series East races.
Great battle for 3rd here. Eddie McDonald, the 71 has it. There's Ty Dillon in the 3, Ryan Truex in the 00. Remember, Ryan Truex, our point leader, coming into this race by 33 over Darrell Wallace Jr. He has Darrell Wallace Jr. behind him now, so far so good for Ryan Truex.
Truex staying right in the tire tracks of Ty Dillon in that 3. Now looking to the inside, see if he can get that position away.
You have to give him credit. Ryan's been trying to make that bottom work.
And McDonald holding his line just in front of Ty Dillon. Ryan Truex now falls back in line. The top 2 have separated themselves, Kevin Swindell and Ryan Gifford. Then third, Eddie McDonald, Ty Dillon in fourth, and Ryan Truex trying to take that spot away.
Well, Ryan just dove out from the outside here, tried to get to the inside of Ty Dillon. He is able to get to the inside, see what he can do down this end of the racetrack.
You mentioned you got to push that guy up the racetrack a bit. Ryan Truex has given him 3 or 4 feet, so racing him very comfortably. Still early in this race.
Ty moved up the racetrack a little bit more that time, gave Ryan a little bit more of the groove.
These two continue to battle for position. Out front, car length separates Kevin Swindell and Ryan Gifford. Swindell has been dominant tonight.
I think Kevin Swindell's led more laps tonight than he's led in the entire season coming in here.
Kevin Swindell. Now Ty Dillon looks to the outside of Eddie McDonald, trying to take third away.
Boy, Eddie let Ty get to the outside. It's going to really cost him. Ryan Truex is going to try to follow Ty.
Ty makes it work. Here comes Ryan Truex. He will take the position away from Eddie McDonald as well.
Bullwood's going to try to do the same thing in that Red Bull car. Not able to do it. Eddie gets back up in line.
We'll see how Ty Dillon does now that he's out behind the 71. Ryan Truex also was clearing the 71. We saw a big gap between second and third when Eddie McDonald was running third. Now Ty Dillon looks like he's going to try to erase that gap.
Good battle back here. Eddie McDonald, Cole Witt. All these cars running in the top 10. Darrell Wallace Jr. at the back of that battle, right behind the 18 of Max Gresham.
Position. Ty Dillon with Ryan Truex in tow, working their way in third and fourth, trying to catch up to Ryan Gifford, who's running second. Kevin Swindell out in front of the field still.
I think they're about a straightaway behind right now, so good lead for Kevin Swindell and Ryan Gifford.
They continue to go by the slower lap traffic. That's John Salemi in the 63 that goes another lap down.
Remember that 2 of Ryan Gifford is still a member of the Team Dillon racing team, which obviously Ty is a Dillon, but this car is entered out of the RCR standings.
And there's another battle for the third spot. Ryan Truex trying to bottom the racetrack as we see Cole Witt trying to get by the 71 on the inside as well.
Side-by-side battles all over this racetrack.
And our 6th caution has come out. This on lap 91. Hard into the wall is Julian Alvarez. Looks as though, did he hit one of the water barrels?
Yeah, look at the water just pouring out of those barrels.
And so these barriers filled with water to have them hold their position as well as create a little buffer, and looks as though one has been punctured and the water flowing now across the racetrack.
Well, that'll wash that part of the racetrack off.
Wow. So the field will slow now for the 6th time as Julian Albarracin has backed it into the wall.
It's going to take a pretty good bit to get that water dried up.
So out in front, it's Kevin Swindell, Ryan Gifford running second. Truex, Ty Dillon, and Cole Witt are your top 5 here in Gresham. Stay with us. We'll be back. Came out for the water problems in turn number 2. They tried to dry the racetrack. Then, after they tried long enough, they put the cars back out there for yellow flag laps around here. And now we restart on lap 120 with Kevin Swindell out front.
Just like he's been this entire race, he's led just about every single lap. Great restart on the bottom for Ryan Gifford, though.
And here comes Ryan Truex on the outside in the 00, battling for the 2nd spot.
Ty Dillon's going to jump up there into the outside with Ryan Truex to try to get by the 2 of Ryan Gifford.
Outside line has worked for many drivers today. We'll see if Ty Dillon can take third away from Ryan Gifford. Gifford way up the racetrack, running Ty Dillon up into a groove we haven't seen tonight. And the 7th caution comes out. This time the stalled car.
Looks like DJ Shaw in the 60 car.
Sure enough, DJ Shaw stalls up on the outside of turn number 2. Going unfortunate situation for DJ Shaw. We'll get him lined back up and ready to go back to racing here at Gresham Motorsports Park. Kevin Swindell has led all but one lap here at Gresham Motorsports Park in the American Fence Association 150 as we're completing 124. This will be the 125th lap of a 150-lap race. Ryan Truex on the inside of Kevin Swindell for the restart.
That's how we started this race.
Swindell, another great start, and right on the restart, we've got a problem at the start-finish line.
Hard crash.
Salemi, the 77, also involved with Miguel Paludo.
Miguel coming off a great top 10 run in his Camping World Truck Series debut at Bristol. A lot of damage to John Salemi's car.
So 3 cars involved. John Salemi with the window net going down. We see Miguel Paludo, a lot of damage to the front of that race car.
Jeff Anton, the 30, right behind Miguel Paludo, also involved.
Trying to get by. He's got a left rear tire that is down. So a big problem on the restart with these 3 cars and a lot of damage to all 3. And that happens at the back of a restart. We see times accordion effects. Let's take another look, Phil, and see what happens.
Let's watch mid-pack. They get a little bit seized up there, and somebody looked like maybe Miguel Paludo got in the back of Jeff Anton. Jeff may have slowed for somebody else. Hard contact. And this is in second gear at this racetrack, probably running about 45 to 50 miles an hour. Wow, the 37 also involved. That's Joey Gase.
Yeah, Joey Gase also was a part of that. He got into the back of Miguel Paludo, it looked like. And so Salemi, Paludo involved in this, as well as Anton. And we red flag once again the American Fence Association 150. Kevin Swindell, Ryan Truex, Ty Dillon, Gifford, and McDonald all in your top 5. Stay with us. Swindell and Ryan Truex will make up row number 1. Again, Kevin Swindell, your race leader, has chose the outside line on every restart. Only once has he not been able to beat the inside car to the start-finish line. That was Ryan Gifford, who led a lap here, but Swindell has been dominant up front today. Green flag back in the air.
Good restart this time by Ryan Truex. He has a bit of an advantage getting in one. Drives it hard down in there.
Ryan Truex has the lead now. He stole it from Kevin Swindell on the restart.
Kevin's going to fight back on the inside, not able to do anything yet. Now Ryan Truex has that outside groove he so wanted all this race.
We'll see if Ty Dillon takes advantage of that outside line as well. Looking to the outside of Kevin Swindell in the 9, and now Ryan Gifford gets to the inside of Ty Dillon, but Ryan Truex puts a car link between himself and Swindell.
First time he's seen clean racetrack this entire race. There's Brett Moffitt, Darrell Wallace Jr. battling. Who, Eddie McDonald's going around.
Way up the racetrack goes Eddie McDonald. He gets into the 20 of Brett Moffitt, and the 9th caution comes out.
Hard contact with Brett Moffitt in the outside wall. He just couldn't avoid Eddie McDonald as he was sliding back down the racetrack.
Eddie McDonald looks like he got out of the groove, was going wide, trying to save that race car, and then came right back down the racetrack and got into Brett Moffitt. So 2 race cars destroyed in this latest incident. Phil, let's take another look.
It looked like Eddie McDonald was by himself. You saw some sparks. Maybe he bottomed out, then started sliding up the racetrack, and now when his car comes back down the racetrack, Brett Moffitt comes along with absolutely nowhere to go and hard into the outside wall.
Very difficult ending to Brett Moffitt's night. He's run so well as Eddie McDonald.
Yeah, there was just a surprise to Brett Moffitt. You see that car come off the ground with the contact so hard.
Sean Case in the 35 able to make his way through. So a tough situation. How about Ryan Truex now in front of Kevin Swindell? I'm guessing Ryan Truex might think about that outside line for the restart.
I have a feeling he might do that as well.
Stay with us here on Speed. Ryan Truex, Kevin Swindell, Ty Dillon, Gifford, and Cole Witt are your top 5. And sure enough, Ryan Truex has chose the outside line for the restart. We'll see if he has as good a restart as he had the last time. You see Swindell moving up the racetrack, trying to let him know, I want a little room on this restart.
Pushing him up the racetrack. Ryan Truex gets on the throttle. Pretty good start.
Cole Witt dives to the bottom of Ty Dillon, trying to take that position away. They stay side by side for the lead. Swindell up the racetrack. Contact made. Into the wall goes Ryan Truex. And up front, it's Ty Dillon.
What a nice move by Cole Witt also to grab that second spot. Oh, Darrell Wallace Jr.'s around.
Darrell Wallace Jr. goes around. The caution has not come out yet.
They're going to see if Darrell Wallace Jr. gets his car refired. Watch this now. Kevin Swindell just gets out of shape there and pushes Ryan Truex up into the outside wall.
While they go into the wall, Ty Dillon takes the top spot away, and then 3 wide for second.
And then Darrell Wallace Jr. goes around.
So Darrell Wallace Jr. slides around, but able to keep it going, fired back up, and we stay green. Ty Dillon out in front of Cole Witt now, 1 and 2.
Ty Dillon was in a great spot there right behind those front 2 cars, and he was able to take advantage when they got together. Ooh, caution again.
There it's Darrell Wallace Jr. not able to keep up pace, and so they finally throw the caution flag. Ty Dillon is your leader, and smoke coming out of the 84 of Cole Witt.
Not sure, is that a tire rub on the right front possibly?
Looks like it might be a tire rub for Cole Witt. That would be devastating, as good of a run as he has had. And you see the front end of Darrell Wallace Jr. Disappointing coming off of his last race at Lee USA, where he justified his first win by winning again in the East Series. Stay with us. More great racing from Gresham here on Speed. Ty Dillon looking to improve on his career best finish of second. He is out in front of this field now.
Cole Witt's had a nice run. He's moved up to the second spot. We saw that smoke, though, just as we went away when the caution flag came out. Not sure if he has a tire rub or what. We're going to have to keep an eye on it.
Kevin Swindell on the outside of row number 2. That could be an advantage for him. Green flag back in the air. Ty Dillon back in the gas. Cole Witt trying to hang on to second.
Good restart by Ty Dillon. He has the outside line, has a couple car links now already over Cole Witt.
Ryan Gifford into 2, and into the wall goes the 9 of Kevin Swindell. A hard hit by that number 9 car. Ryan Truex up the racetrack as well. Swindell goes around.
What a tough end to what's been a great day for Kevin Swindell. Led most of this race. Obviously, caution flag is out. Not going to happen for him today.
What a dominant performance we saw out of Kevin Swindell for almost 130 laps here at Gresham Motorsports Park, and now for it to end this way, hard into the wall on the restart.
See, Ryan Gifford squeezes him up a little bit up in the outside wall. Max Gresham comes along. He makes contact. We get down in the corner, and then Ryan Truex and Kevin Swindell are going to make some contact, get hooked together, it looks like, for a moment.
And around goes the 9 of Kevin Swindell. Obviously some damage on the 00 of Ryan Truex. There you see him slam into the outside wall as they got to the backstretch.
A lot of damage to Max Gresham's car running into the left rear corner of the 9 car of Swindell.
Short track racing in the K&N Pro Series East, and we see some bumping and banging. We've seen quite a bit of it tonight. We even saw a waterfall at one point in time in turn number 2. So Ty Dillon is out front of Cole Witt, Ryan Gifford, Micheal Cherry, and Matt Kovaluk. Let's line them back up and get ready for our final restart. Dillon and Cole Witt side by side. Gifford, Cherry, and Kovaluk, your top 5. Being on the outside for the restart has been so advantageous for who has ever been out front. Let's see if Ty Dillon can hold on. The final laps of this one scheduled to go 150. Cole Witt on the inside, Ty Dillon on the outside as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air.
Another good restart by Ty Dillon. Ryan Gifford now moves to the inside of Cole Witt.
It's a green-white checkered attempt. Ty Dillon in front of the field. He's got 2 car lengths over second. Cole Witt running on the outside of the 2 of Ryan Gifford. Those 2 battling for the second spot.
Micheal Cherry right there in the 4th spot, right behind those 2 battling for second.
White flag goes in the air. Ty Dillon a half a mile away from his first victory, and the caution will come out. Ty Dillon will be your winner.
The 9 car of Kevin Swindell went around down at 1 and 2. The white flag had been displayed. That means the field would be frozen, and Ty Dillon will get win number 1.
How about that? Ty Dillon, what an impressive, well, a little bumping and banging here. Kevin Swindell not happy at all. Looked like maybe with Ryan Gifford in the 2.
We had a pretty good race, pretty clean early on. We had a lot of action, a lot of beating and banging towards the end. A lot of hot tempers.
Yeah, I'm guessing you're going to have a lot of angry people, but one guy who's going to be all smiles is Ty Dillon, winning his first K&N Pro Series East race right here at Gresham Motorsports Park.
He matches brother Austin, who got a win in the K&N Pro Series East Division a couple years ago, was Rookie of the Year.
Cole Witt, Ryan Gifford were battling it out for that second spot. Again, when a caution comes out on the last lap, NASCAR will go to video to make sure they get all of the positions in order as to where they were running on the racetrack when the caution came out, the final caution. And we still see that 9 of Kevin Swindell. He does not look happy at all, and he should be obviously a little frustrated because he had the dominant car tonight.
Yeah, but he's the one that got into Ryan Truex and took Ryan Truex out of contention as well. It looked like to me that Cole Witt was able to win that battle for second with Ryan Gifford by a nose.
There we see Micheal Cherry bumping the back of the 3, saying, nice job, buddy. Great win.
Bunch of teenagers here having a great time, doing a terrific job, too.
Pretty impressive run for the driver of the 8, Micheal Cherry. Gets a top 5 finish. Unofficially 4th right now until NASCAR lets us know, but really impressive run for that young man in his first ever start. Matt Kobaluk also letting Ty Dillon know impressive run.
Here's the 0-0 of Ryan Truex. Another case of what might have been. Had a strong car. Got forced into the outside wall by Kevin Swindell. Took him out of contention.
We saw great racing at this racetrack, Phil. What an impressive facility this is.
It sure is. They've done a nice job here, the Greshams and all their folks. And I'm sure that this series will love to come back next year.
So the Waffle House number 3 Chevrolet of Ty Dillon will make its way to victory lane, grabbing its first win in the K&N Pro Series East Division. And right here in Jefferson, Georgia, the crowd was on their feet for the finish of that one. It was spectacular racing. As we see now, it looks like Ty Dillon might try to do a little celebrating in front of the grandstands, winning the American Fence Association 150 here at Gresham Motorsports Park. We'll hear from him in a moment.
You boys got the best prices on parts.
Welcome to the show. Fiberglass Boomtown, Mecca for the V8 faithful. Pilgrims, diehards, gearheads, zealots, a multitude of fans bound together by a ribbon of asphalt. Celebrating as one the triumph of speed and the escape from everything routine. If you've never been, check your expectations at the gate. Everything else is just a game.
The 8th race of the season for the K&N Pro Series East ends in spectacular fashion as the young Ty Dillon is able to make his way to victory lane. Let's go down there now with Derek Perniciglio.
Ty Dillon brings the black 3 to victory lane, his first ever win in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series. Everybody is going crazy down here. It is pandemonium in victory lane in a wild night at the Gresham Motorsports Park. Ty, come on in here. We know you've got hugs and kisses all around, but what a wild race.
It was awesome. These guys worked real hard all night and all day. I can't thank them enough. Thank Waffle House for sponsoring us this weekend. Got their first NASCAR win in their first NASCAR race. This is awesome. Thank the fans of Gresham Motor Speedway. This is a great place. Hope we come back a lot more and had a lot of fun.
What was it that won the race for you? You guys were dicing it out and really brawling for the lead going for the last half of the race.
We were trying to just maintain, and the outside line on those restarts was killer, but I knew the 0-0 and the 9 were kind of get into it, so I knew we might have had something in third, and they did. Got under him after that. I knew we had those outside restarts, so I was pretty confident we were going to get it, so I'm just excited for all these guys. I can't thank them enough.
One last question. Did your grandfather get a phone call?
Not yet, but he's going to get one.
Ty Dillon picks up his very first K&N Pro Series win.
And that grandfather would be Richard Childress of Richard Childress Racing. So Ty Dillon officially the winner. Cole Witt, Ryan Gifford, Micheal Cherry, and Matt Kobaluk all with top 5 finishes.
Yeah, nice run by Matt Kobaluk with a backup car. You see Max Gresham had trouble with an incident. And then Kevin Swindell, who dominated this race, ends up with a 14th place finish. And Darrell Wallace Jr. coming in here second points, finishes back in 15th.
Had a little bit of a tougher time on the racetrack. As you see, Zach Germain, a very difficult evening for him as well. Let's go back to Derek.
Cole Witt, the only thing he could really say is that this was a wild night here in Gresham.
Yeah, I'm just glad it's over. You know, I mean, them reds were long, and it's hot, them cars, and it's just long sitting there. So I got to congratulate this, you know, Ty on his win. That's cool for him to get his first win, and wish we could have got ours. But, you know, we'll take another second and just keep clicking away. Hopefully we can get our win soon. And I got to thank Ryan Gifford for racing me clean. You know, I mean, we got into it pretty good, and I mean, we just stayed clean, but it was hard racing. So I think all my stuff was pretty clean. Everyone was just racing hard around me. So, and just things kind of worked out, and we picked it right and just kind of got through there and never quit. So that's what it's all about. I got to thank these Red Bull guys. You know, they really put a great car for me, and, you know, Toyota, everybody. It's just been an awesome experience this year. So hopefully we can get that first win before it's over.
Second place finish for the number 84 of Cole Witt tonight.
A lot of bench sheet metal on that race car. We take a look at the point standings through 8 races. 66 points now, Phil.
Yeah, Ryan Truex doubles his point lead and went from 33 to 66 with 2 to go.
Now let's hear from Ryan Gifford.
Ryan Gifford comes home with a podium finish tonight, but it looked like some tempers were flaring after the race. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, I thought I raced everybody clean tonight. I mean, you can look at the side of my car and there's not really any damage. He came up to me after the race and we had some problems at Lee. I feel like I got wrecked by him twice, and he came up to me and was mad, but I think he needs to look at who the common denominator is, because, you know, he's the one wrecking quite a bit. And, you know, I'm trying to keep this car in one piece. We got to go to Dover with it, and these guys are working their tails off every week, and we're behind. And just really trying to come away with a good run there, and I don't know what his problem was. He hit me under caution, then he came up after the race and was saying something, and I just didn't want to hear it. But that's, you know, that's part of it. That's racing. That's why we come. And, you know, I guess you will have contact. I don't feel like I made any with him. But I guess he feels different.
So a little bit of differing opinions there at the end of this race. Our next race on speed out of Utah. It will be the K&N Pro Series West race. That's Thursday, September 16th at 6 p.m. Eastern. What a great racing facility and a great race we saw, Phil.
It sure was. Had a clean race for most of it. Then we had a little bit of a downpour there from one corner.
A couple red flag conditions. We were slowed a few times. 12 times the caution came out. But in the end, it was Ty Dillon take advantage of track position and gets his first win tonight.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.